Buongiorno, good morning, how's it going? Today is Sunday, June 8th, 2025. Currently 92 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 33 degrees Celsius. It is a hot, hot day here on the island of Sicily, Italy. So my hotel guest house where I'm staying is just a block down that street there. This is definitely a rather gritty neighborhood of the city, but here I hadn't seen this alley before, even though I had walked past over there, but I hadn't looked down here and seen all this amazing street art. So this city is definitely plagued with some bad graffiti, but at least here there's a real artistic element to it. Look at this. I had no idea. This is where the actual artists come and do their thing. It's also a lot cleaner right in here and quieter and like almost nobody around. It's bizarre because that street right where my guest house is pretty rough. But it actually doesn't feel like unsafe. But a lot of people just kind of hanging around. People like to sit in chairs on the sidewalk and look at their phones and like watch videos and stuff. But just kind of a lot of random people hanging around of the scruffy variety. But my guest house manager assured me that it is a perfectly safe neighborhood. And then you just walk a couple blocks back towards the center of Catania. Whoa. And things get considerably nicer, which is exactly what I'm about to do. So I filmed a video yesterday here in Catania. I am staying here for a week. This is my third full day here. And I'm staying here in part to go to Taormina and Syracuse. But decided not to go to either of those places today because it is Sunday and so they're going to be busier. Also, it is a hot, hot day, and so keep the traveling to a minimum. And maybe I will go to a beach nearby. And also, there is just much more to see of this city, so I figured it was worth making another video here and showing other parts of the city that I didn't show the last time. So this neighborhood here is all quite new to me. The city center is right down there, but I hadn't come down and seen this area. So here, getting into a nice square. So Catania is very conveniently located. First of all, there's a major international airport, just a 15-minute drive away from the city center. Although the taxi was not cheap, 33 euros, so like $37 for a 15-minute taxi ride. Uber was about the same. And so I just took a taxi. But despite that, you get into Catania here, and then you are well situated to visit Mount Etna, the volcano which erupted just a few days ago, and Taormina, as I mentioned, which I plan to go to likely tomorrow, and then Syracuse, which looks spectacular. Taormina is an hour to the north along the coast. Syracuse is an hour to the south along the coast. Look at that, just spectacular door with faces and very unique looking images, whatever those are representing on the left and the right. There is tons to see in this general area. Sicily as a whole is just phenomenal, just packed with amazing cities and towns and beaches and historical sites. The Valley of the Temples I went to the last time I was in Sicily. That's a ways away from here, so I won't be going again this time. But some of the most incredible Greco-Roman buildings there. And much, much, much more. So let's get this exploring tour of Catania going. Here, the plague of the graffiti. No artistic quality to it at all, just vandalizing old historical buildings. It is really a curse in much of Europe. Okay, now it is time to head over to the fish market. There you go, Mount Etna erupting. It is hovering right over the city. So let's head for the fish market again, see if I might have better luck. Not that it's much earlier, but it's 12 noon instead of 2 in the afternoon, so hopefully it is happening on a Sunday. We shall see. But otherwise, there is still much more to see in Catania here. So looking forward to finding more hidden gems and surprises and historical monuments in this very authentic Italian Sicilian city. Piazza Scamazza. No, thank you. Grazie, grazie. There you go. The bell's ringing 12 noon. So, city bus tours or little train, and here the cathedral of Saint Agatha, originally constructed in the 11th century AD, almost 1,000 years ago, but then destroyed multiple times by earthquakes, fires, and the volcano, and rebuilt this one in the 18th century. So here the Piazza del Duomo. All right. You can see right there, 12 noon. And lots more bells ringing all over the city. What a amazing atmosphere. Looks like the cathedral is open, so let's see if we can just walk inside, looks like it, and get a look at this monumental church. Anno Domini, MDCC, XXXVI, oh man. Okay, yeah, 1736. I'll put on the screen there if I got that right. 1500, and then 1617, 1736. All right, pretty amazing to get a taste of the Sunday Mass. All right, let's head over to the fish market, see what's happening today. So I was right here in this square several times in the past couple of days and never noticed this fountain, so there's definitely lots more to see here. Every little corner and side street of this city has something interesting going on. Menu: spaghetti for 10 euros. Paceri. What is paceri? Never heard of paceri pasta. For 12 euros. Pizzas. 8, 9, 14, 10, 11, 11, 12. Fish of the day. 18, 19. So, not cheap, not crazy. 7 euros for a glass of wine. Standard tourist prices. Nope. It's really not happening now. Actually, there's a few of them that have the fish out. Let's walk through here. Whoa, look at that thing. Swordfish, I guess? So, I'm very curious to walk this way. The sea is there, not sure how far, but first, I'm in the mood for not a cheap ice cream, but gelato. Let's go back to the main square and grab one. Haven't had one yet since I arrived in Italy. That is the park where I started the video from yesterday. All right, let's give these guys a little money. Okay, time to find a good-looking gelato. And there we go. That looks amazing. It is a special pistachio flavor. €6, almost $7. I'm sure it is gonna be worth it. And it is melting fast, so I need to get serious about this thing. Gonna munch and lick on this, and then let's get out of the main square area and see more of the city. So that gelato was really amazing, and I was especially impressed at how deep into the cone they were able to get the ice cream. It was almost all the way down in there, so there was a fair amount of ice cream, and that flavor was absolutely one of the best. I was in the mood for pistachio, one of my favorite ice cream flavors, and so they had regular pistachio, but then they also had this special pistachio flavor, and yeah, that hit the spot. So the sea is very, very close. Let's walk over there and finally see the sea from Catania and go for a little wander along it. I'm not sure if it is going to be an industrial zone or a pretty spot with restaurants on a beach, so let's find out. And so there you can see bus center, Etna. Let's try to see Etna in the course of this video. Maybe get an even better view somewhere than what I showed in the last video. So according to the guy who manages my guest house, really cool guy, Christian, Italian, from here, then he said there is a bus that goes up to Mount Etna, but I guess just one a day, and it leaves at 8 in the morning. And he said that it is usually full if you just get there at 8, so you have to get there earlier. But that is going to require a major diversion from my usual daily routine to get going at like 6 in the morning or something. So definitely no guarantees on that one happening unless I just happen to wake up super early. But okay, well, the sea is right over there, but not sure how to get there. And looks like it is, in fact, an industrial zone. Massive ship there. Cargo ship. I can see tons of trucks on it, but let's try to get a closer look. Guarderia Costiera, Coast Guard. So this is not a particularly pleasant area to hang out by the looks of it, but the owner of my guest house, Christian, had mentioned that there was a beach not too far away from my place there. I didn't put my swim trunk in my bag here, but let's wander over there and take a look at it. And then make a loop and try to see some other stuff along the way. What have we got here? Looks like some naked people, boy diving, and a mermaid. Okay, not sure if I can go here, but let's find out. Grimaldi lines. That sure is a massive ship there. Lots of trucks on it. So what the heck? Language is that? That's not Latin. That's not Greek. Bizarre. So the sea here is basically the Ionian meeting the greater Mediterranean. So the Mediterranean Sea goes from Israel to Portugal, and there are all these little mini seas within it: the Ionian Sea, the Adriatic, the Myrtoan Sea, one I just learned about recently, the one over by Sardinia and Corsica. Is there the Illyrian Sea? Anyways, they're all part of the Mediterranean. Sometimes I will say something about, I want to jump in the Mediterranean Sea, and someone will correct me and say, it's not the Mediterranean, it's the Aegean. Of course, the Aegean. I think I didn't mention that one. And so we're both right, because it's all the Mediterranean, but then there are subsections of it. And so straight across from here is where I was a month ago exactly, on the Greek island of Lefkada. So if you look on the map, from Lefkada, when I was looking out at the sea on the west coast, looking this way, the next thing that you can see is Italy, and Sicily is pretty much straight across from it. And there's really nothing else in the way there. Siracusa, Aeroporto, Porto Centro. And this is the central train station. So I want to check here about trains going tomorrow to Taormina. So I got a ticket for the train tomorrow to Taormina. Just €5.50, about $6 US. Now going to keep on walking this way towards that beach. There we go. Mount Etna. Almost looks like it's kind of erupting, but I think that's just clouds. But they're coming perfectly right out of the top of it. So based on the way things are looking around here, I definitely do not have high expectations for a beach. Apparently there are some golden sandy beaches closer to the airport, but that's a bit of a ways away and I don't feel like doing that journey right now. But I guess this one, he said, is a like black sand beach, but can't imagine it's going to be anything like a Greek island. So I can't figure out how to get to that beach, but it is other side of the train tracks here. So trying going under the tracks like this and see if there's a way to continue that way. Very, very quiet on a Sunday. The moment of truth. It's not looking good. Man, why is it so insanely quiet? Train sitting here and nobody here. There you can see the water. Well, I guess I just go for it. And maybe I will see. Is that person saying, go back to the platform? No expectations of finding a way down, but at least maybe we can get a look at the beach and maybe even see how you're supposed to get down there. Okay, I'm now seeing umbrellas. Yep, that is a beach, but I am in the wrong place to get to it. What did I do wrong? There are people down there. I looked on Google Maps and it was showing this route basically kind of like what I did through there somehow. It's a full-on tourist scene. I actually can't see any sand. Okay, maybe it isn't a beach at all. People jumping in the water though. But how the heck do you get there? Not from this side at all. I'm not seeing any kind of a walkway over there. There must be a tunnel. I guess a different tunnel than the one that I took. So let's go back and poke around some more. There is a way, apparently. So apparently Google was wrong. It was saying, go down there where I went. I stopped at the cafe in the train station and they said go 20 meters and down, and boom, here we go. Meadow Scogliera Termisi. Okay, here it is. I'm guessing you're probably gonna have to pay. Whoa, cool. Wild. The tunnel to beach paradise. It's looking like such a contrast from the just total industrial zone there, and then go through a tunnel, and then there's like flowers and a nice looking scene. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be a beach. They're little piers to access the water and hang out on the boardwalk here. It is €6, but they let me just go in for free just to take a look. Alright, there you go. So, not exactly beach paradise, but a spot to get wet and cool off. Alright, well this has been a very successful tour. I think definitely showed a very different part of the city compared to the video from yesterday. So I'm just going to walk back to my place and take a break, get out of the heat. Probably won't bother going to that swimming area today, maybe another day. So let's just show a little bit of this neighborhood here as I head back. Lots of graffiti.